Welcome to Universal Gaming. I'm your host, Paula Brandt. If you have a question or comment or an event you'd like us to go to, email me at brandtp23@yahoo.com. On today's show, we're going to have some Fortnite wins and fails, some, I believe, D&D story time, but it's 4th edition this time, and it's some pretty interesting stuff, my homebrew world. And then we've got some Perfect Dark. So we'll be right back right after this.
Showtime Radio online. Would you like to build your combat playlist?
Radio off.
You've selected Smooth Jazz for Mech Pilots.
Radio off.
Radio powering down. Anomalous hardware detected at junctions T7, T8, T11, and lumbar scaffolding.
So those are the improvised repairs the scientists talked about?
They'll hold.
Dungeons & Dragons Rules Compendium for 4th edition Dungeons & Dragons. It's made by Wizards of the Coast, and it's a small little compact book about character creation and combat rules. You still need the player's handbook if you're going to play, but this is more detailed information on game rules and things like that for 4th edition Dungeons & Dragons, the Rules Compendium by Wizards of the Coast. Okay, guys, we're going to do a 4th ed D&D story time, and this is going to be fun because while I'm looking for the file on my computer, welcome to D&D story time. This is going to be the start of our 4th edition D&D story time, and let's see, where do I begin? I started running 4th edition about a year after it came out. I was still running a 3rd edition game at the time, and 3rd edition is still my favorite, but, you know, your friends might get the new books and say, hey, why don't you run this and give it a try? And so I did eventually. I do like running 4th edition more than I like playing it. It's only because I like 3rd edition better, and that's what I started with, so I know more about that, and I like that. I just really do. I don't think it's better than any other edition. I personally like running 4th rather than playing it just because of all of the combinations of things that can happen during combat. Other YouTubers, I don't want to quote anybody, but, you know, just to kind of generalize what I've heard other gamers say is, you know, the one thing about 4th ed is during combat, you've got +2 this, +2 that, and then intermediate erupt +2 this, -2 that, and it just stacks and stacks. And I don't mind running it because it's challenging, but at the same time, I'm not skilled enough as a player to enjoy that. So that mechanic is not something for me. I've heard other YouTubers say it, and I'm just summarizing what they've said in their videos. So basically, when I started the 4th edition campaign, it was my homebrew world. It was an island continent from previous campaigns of 3rd ed that I had done, and the adventuring party started in a town that I hadn't run in a group of 3rd ed before. They were in a village that was near the border of the kingdom. The kingdom had constructed this great wall, kind of like the Great Wall of China, and it's to keep out the monsters and the tribal nomads, okay? And the adventurers eventually went south of the border, south of that wall, to loot the areas that they found. So I had Justin the Fighter, Steve C., Alexis, and Claude. So pardon my notes. I usually only write down basic information, but this time around I was writing better notes. Anyway, the group was hired by a wizard to investigate a missing army of troops that was sent to explore the southern lands. The army had been gone for 2 weeks, and a paladin was going to escort the party to the Great Wall on the kingdom's border. It was the month Quarry 15, which is similar to mid-May. The party ventured south through the Great Wall and into the vast wilderness, mostly jungle. Okay, they were attacked by Kruthic, page 170 of Monster Manual 1. It's a level 2 minion, and it's easy encounter for first level characters. They're kind of like a arachnid kind of creature, but they're really large. Okay, They burrow out of the ground and surround the party. They have crab-like legs and a chitinous body and a small head. Okay, and the party travels farther south through the jungle. After defeating the Kruthiks, they're attacked by fire beetles. Monster Manual, page 30. The party travels further south through the jungle. I wrote down Monster Manual pages just for my notes because I wanted to keep track of where it was and in case I needed to double check stuff. Okay, so the party traveled further south in the jungle. They're attacked by zombies. Monster Manual, page 274. An elf named Trey comes to the aid of the party during their battle with the zombies, and he takes them to a jungle city filled with elves. Steve's character falls in love with an elf cleric named Alondra. The party is attacked by a Cambion, which is a demon, a type of devil. A little of a challenge for the party, but the elves in the city kind of help. So the party decides to spend the night in the elven jungle city. In the morning, the group turns to the north to go back to the village in the northern kingdom. They return on Quarry 19, and it's still the May month. They report to Darsel, the wizard that hired them. They tell him about the monsters they encountered and the elven jungle city. And the elves told them that they saw an army when they passed through. So Darsel instructs them to stock up on supplies and go back out there to find the missing army. I need to continue reading my notes for the next game. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. Thanks for watching another episode of Universal Gaming. If you've got an event or something going on that you'd like us to cover, email me at brantp23@yahoo.com. Check us out on meetup.com under the group Fort Wayne Gaming. There you can post your events, try to find players, or you can come to some of ours. We do some board game meetups and Dungeons and Dragons. So, yeah, your dice roll 20s, and we'll see you next time.